Hello, heart clubbers. I just wanted to hop in really quick and tell you about painting on boards because you may want to do this tomorrow night. So hang on. I'm going to get you pulled up, see if anybody is around. Hang on here. So say hello. I know it's middle afternoon, so it may just be me doing a video, but for you guys to watch later. But anyways, if you're around right now, say hello. But I'm going to show you really quick for tomorrow's painting, you guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be pretty simple compared to some of the ones that we've done, only because this one was designed to paint on wood, but you guys can paint it on canvas if you want to. But I'm going to show you. So tomorrow night for our Heart Club painting, we're doing this witch's boot, which mine is on wood, and that's the way I originally had done this class. So if you want to do it on wood, you can. If you prefer to just do it on canvas, if that's what you have, you can do it on canvas as well. So either way, don't feel like you're going to miss out on a fun painting if it's on wood. But I will show you. So my wood, all it is pine. Sorry, I can't see who's saying hello. Hi, Tiffany. Yeah, okay, I know. People are busy or working. So anyways, but just come back and watch it later. But anyways, so this is just pine. When I do classes, I'll go to Lowe's or Home Depot, our local place here in town, and just buy big long boards, and then we'll cut them to be the size. These are 18-inch. Our canvases that we paint on are 16 inches high, so it's a couple inches taller. It was a mistake. One time I think my husband was cutting them for me, and he didn't cut them right. And it's like, it's fine, I'll figure out a way to use them. So anyway, so I used them for this just because I like a little bit of the height to put all the fun little trinkets on there. Hi, Louise. Right? I'm sitting here squinting like I shouldn't be doing. But anyway, so I'm going to show you really quick how I create or how I prep the wood to paint on it. So anyway, it's just a plain pine board. I buy 1x12. You probably can't buy it in that length. I know you can buy like in 4-foot sections, so that's 48 inches. So you would just have to have a saw or a husband who would cut it for you. Fortunately, I have both. I used to always have my husband do it. And then when my dad moved in, he used to do woodworking and building, and he had a miter saw. And so, and also when we did the studio, I think we got a bigger one. But anyways, so now I can cut my own boards, which is awesome. And then I have Caden, my 12-year-old, this is a really good job for a kid. I have him sand. So I do sand my edges. I have a orbital sander. I don't hand sand it. That would be a lot of work. But you could if you just wanted to like knock the rough edges down a little bit. I just do it. I don't want splinters. But I'll go around all the 4 sides on both sides, so 8 sides altogether to sand my board. And this isn't the size we're using. It's just one that I had. Hi, Mary. So let me show you really quick how we do this. Now you can use, I don't think, I need to get more. Sponge brushes work perfect for doing this to get them looking like they're stained. I just use my black acrylic paint that we use in class. I'm all about not buying all the stuff. I used stain at the very beginning, and I'm so last minute, I am last minute, but I'd have people sign up at the last minute, and I'd have to stain more boards, and of course stain takes a long time to dry, and the smell was always so strong. So then I tried out with just my black paint. So this isn't even brown. Let me show you what it's going to look like. So this is, if you can see it, if the lighting's good. So this is brown or black paint that's watered down, that's been brushed on there. You can still see the grain in the wood. So that's what I like it. It's like staining it, but you're just using acrylic paint. Usually I have a squirt bottle just like this with diluted black paint, but I don't have, I'm not going to do it because you guys won't make a whole squirt bottle. So I had a little bit of water in the bottom of this. And I probably have too much water though. You don't want it, and this brush is, can you see it? It's just super watery black paint. It's just really diluted down, and I'm trying not to get this on my sweater. I didn't really dress for painting, story of my life. I'm always out here playing around in my studio, and some days I don't feel like wearing paint t-shirts, although I have some really nifty ones with my logo on it. Sometimes I just like to wear something else, and then I'm always like, gosh darn it, I just got paint on it. Story of my life. Alright, so it's really watery, but do you see how that nice, before I show it to you, hang on. I'm trying not to get it all over my hands too. You can wear rubber gloves. This is a really light because it was so watery, so if you want it darker, just make your paint or your water less water, more paint. And I also do the edges, the sides of it too, which I have enough. See, I'm going to have it all over my hands. But anyways, okay, so that one's super light, right? I don't, on the canvas, I'm going to talk about that. I don't know about doing it diluted. I think you could just paint your canvas black. And then I'll show you how we'll add the chalk. If you have chalk paint on hand, I'm going to talk about that too. If you don't have chalk paint, it's fine. But we'll make it look, so I think you could do it black. If you had brown paint, you could mix some brown and black together. But I don't think you're going to get the same effect on a canvas with watered down black paint as you do on wood, because there's nothing really for it to soak into. And the wood color and the black kind of makes it already like a stain where it looks like wood. So probably would not water it down for that. So, but if you paint it black, it'll be great. And then we'll brush on to make it look like this, which I use chalk paint for this. I don't have any white here, but you can make your own chalk paint. You can put baking soda in your paint and it'll take the shine out of it. That's just one easy, super easy way to use something on hand. I don't mix up a bunch, but you could just put a little bit of baking soda into your paint and paint that on there. Just like sprinkle some on your little puddle of paint and then mix it in and then paint it. We'll streak it on to make it look distressed. But, or plaster Paris is what I use for chalk paint. I was trying to make my own chalk paint, but it does not last. It'll go, I'll make it in my bottles. Chalk paint gets hard after a while, and so I don't want to make it a whole lot. So I usually just buy it. But anyways, so that's really light. If I wanted to make this darker, I have too much water in here, so I don't want to just waste a bunch of paint. But black paint is heavier than water, and so it'll sit on the bottom of your cup. See how much thicker? Can you see that? How much thicker that is? So if I wanted it a darker color, just more saturated, then I didn't stir it. I just lifted the black off the bottom of that. Because like I said, the black paint always settles to the bottom of your water. And now I'm wiping this excess water off. And I don't make it real even. I want this to look like a piece of wood that I found off of a barn or something. So I don't try to get it super even. There's thicker places. I love pieces of wood that have a lot of knots in it. I just love all the texture. So everything that has more texture is better. Alright, so that's how you prep wood if you're doing wood. Got messy fingers. Okay, so now really quick, I'm going to try Tiffany, if you're still around. If not, you'll catch this later. But I'm going to see, let's just see what happens if we do watered down black paint on a canvas. Never hurts to try, because anything we try, remember on a canvas you paint, you can cover up anything and just redo it. So no loss on a canvas. Alright, now you guys remember what size? If you are going to get your own board, I like the ones that are a little bit longer for this one. For those that are using a canvas, we'll just make the boot a little bit shorter so we have plenty of room to do the fun stuff. Alright, So I'm still going to use this water that I have the paint, that I added the black in. I don't know how well you can see this. Water and paint on a canvas really makes it hard for paint to stick to your canvas. Just kind of like I said, a piece of wood it soaks into. A canvas has gesso on it, and that keeps your paint. It is a coating that they put. You see how it's just almost like it's lifting back up, and it's gray more than brown because there's not brown underneath it. So, anyways, but the gesso on canvas just makes keeps it from absorbing in. But see how much, because it's still wet, it's not like soaking in. My paper towel's picking it up. So that's what will happen. Now that'll eventually dry, for sure. And it may make its own texture too. Let's see what else we can do with it. I just want to give it a chance to dry a minute. Try not to get this on my sweater. It's chilly today and yesterday. We've gotten down to the 40s. I know some of you guys are northerners, and you're probably thinking this is nothing. But anyways, it's supposed to be like 52 today. And then it's supposed to be 84 on Thursday and then 38 on Friday. So that's Missouri weather for you. All right, so we saw this. Didn't really do much, and it's still wet. Okay, so wood it definitely soaks into. So I'm just going to go ahead. This is my cheat way of doing this. I'm just going to go ahead, put black paint on there. Didn't do too much. Getting the water off my brush. There's still water in my brush though. So if I let this dry and not wipe it off, it'll probably have more of a texture in it than if I wipe it off. So that may be what I do. That way it's not just a solid, smooth black. It still has a little texture in it so we can give it the look of wood. Definitely paint your sides though. So paint your sides when you do this. Lori's trying really hard not to get it on my sweater here. Actually, I'm kind of warm in it. My studio's nice and well heated, so I usually don't get too cold in here unless it's like below 0 out. I'm not ready for that weather. So I would make sure, so like my brush marks aren't real straight, they're kind of swoopy. So I'm going to go back over them here in a minute and straighten them out, just to give it like a wood grain look to it. Let's put it this way. So anyways, the more I brush this, the more it's going to smooth it out and the less texture or grain you'll see in it. But then when it dries, then I can put chalk paint over it. Maybe I'll blow dry it really quick so you guys can go ahead and watch me do the chalk paint. So if you want to do that, if you have chalk paint, or if you guys came, this would be another good idea. If you guys came from the Scarecrow Challenge, and if you guys did that with me, and you bought those, I don't remember what brand paints they were, the little bottles. I can see the name on it, but I can't think what they are. If you bought those paints, those are really flat and dry, so those would be perfect for making it look like chalk, or just taking the shine out of it, making it look less like a canvas. Hang on, I'm going to dry this really quick. Alright, not a whole lot of texture left back in that now that I dried it. Only reason that there is, well, it's not really texture, but you can see where it's kind of lighter just because the paint wasn't real dark. Let me get that paint though that we used. Anita's craft paint. Okay, so got hair on me here. All right. So this is what I'm going to use instead, and I'm going to get. You'd think I would have this more prepared, but nope, not me. I think of stuff as I go. So, anyways, this story of my life. Okay, so I'm going to use this one I grabbed out of the closet. This is a taupe gray. You could do a lighter color. You just want something that's going to be a good contrast for your, you don't want it too dark because the boot's dark, and this one's white, so anything I have these little moons and stars on there, so something with a little bit of color might be better. All right, I'm not going to squeeze this on there. Let me grab a plate. Here, I don't need a plate, I'll just do it right on my cart here. Okay. So this stuff was really flat. It didn't have any shine to it at all. So, and I like the chippy brushes. So this is how I do this. Just dab it in. Just dabbed it in my paint. You probably didn't see me do that, but anyway, I don't have it heavy on my brush at all. And I like to come right off the edge. So it makes it thicker on these corners. And I go the full length of it. I don't start right in the middle, because if I start in the middle, then I have it, it's like it starts right there, and it's like thicker. So I try to go all the way through. Any color of chalk paint you guys, or whatever, chalk paint, any color of paint you want to do on this to distress it, you can. But like I said, with a black, okay, so this was a black canvas, so it doesn't really look like it was a black canvas. Now it looks more like the wood. But the biggest thing is making sure it's heavy enough. I'm going to do a little bit of cafe au lait, my favorite coffee. It's coffee with milk in it, is all it is. I like it with half and half, though. It's a little bit darker, richer tones. I'm going to add some of that on this too. But anyways, you just want to make sure it's light enough to be able to see your stuff, okay? So I am just distressing all this, making it look like chalk paint that you didn't need to have chalk paint. If you have chalk paint, this is one I like. I just get them at Michael's, Craft Smart. This one's called Linen. And this one's about the same color, and it's Art Minds, and this is chalk. Is the color is chalk? No, it's Cocoon, sorry. I should really wear my glasses. Alright, I'm going to put just a little bit more of this on here. So anyways, the same thing with your wood, you would do the exact same process. And I'll show you that really quick so you can get one more look at this. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry. So there's my nice canvas that looks like wood, you guys. You wouldn't know from anybody looking at it really unless they looked at it up close. Or it looks just like wood. So that tells you you don't have to have wood. But if you do want to paint on wood, you can. So I'm going to put some more of this paint on. This is definitely like a skin color, this cafe au lait. So same thing, I like to go a little bit heavier off of my corners. So I just have it, I don't have it real even. I have spots that are thicker than others. And just real random. But you do need to keep in mind, like the top of the boot, you want a good contrast for all this stuff up here. That it kind of gets lost in it, but I don't think it does so much when you're looking at it in real than if you are on a video. So anyways, I'm excited to paint this with you guys tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. And you guys, I love that you're sharing your paintings on our group, on the page. I just love seeing them. I want to encourage you to do that. If you haven't shared your paintings, don't be afraid of doing that. I love to see them. I know we're all at different places in our abilities and what we feel like is talent. We all have different gifts and talents, and you guys, I want you to feel like it's okay to share your stuff, there, and not be afraid of, thinking, oh, it's not good enough, because you know what? You guys did it. You did it, and that is a big deal. And I know some of you guys are just getting started in painting, or you're just picking it back up, and then some of you have painted for a long time, and it's just something that you just stepped right back into, and it just seems easy for you. Don't feel intimidated by other people's pictures and stuff. I know I deal with that all the time, and I do with my paintings. I also do with other people that are doing painting online memberships like I do, and I just tell you what, it's so easy to just stop doing something and think, you know what, I'm not good enough. I'm not even going to attempt this because everybody else is better than me. God put you where you're at, and He gave you the talent and the ability to do what you do, and He doesn't want us to be like other people. So anyways, be yourself, share your work. I love seeing it. You guys are great. This has been so much fun to watch Heart Club grow with all the new people in there. And anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time. So make sure you know, if you're on the East Coast, that's 8 o'clock your time. Sorry it's kind of late. It was hard to pick a good time that fit for everybody from East and West Coast. And so anyways, I just picked what was best for my schedule. Honestly, I'm always rushing to get out here even at 7 to get everybody fed in the house and dinner cleaned up. But anyways, it's going to be fun tomorrow night, so we will see you then. If you have any questions, just ask them on here, and I'll check back later and answer anything you might have questions on. So anyways, have a great afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow.